I'm your host, Luke23. You're joining me for Frisk Chapter 11. This is BS. Luke runs his hands through his hair in pure frustration as he talks. You've already seen the video. Hell, everyone's seen the video. What's the point of reenacting something when you can watch the real deal? Okay, he's being ridiculous, and deep down, I'm sure he knows it. Battery Park, the same spot where Luke Moretti saved a young girl from drowning. The spot where he was videotaped and the whole hero cop thing began. I've come back from them with the man himself, having him walk and talk the viewers through the events of that day. And luckily, I've come prepared. I'll wear something... Oh. Okay. And that's kind of pretty on the spring day, but maybe summer. Simple. I like the simple. I like the collar, actually. But of course, Luke being Luke, it looks like it's gonna be more difficult than it should be. So we can just have dinner together, but we can't just have a nice conversation along the river's edge in Battery Park. Sawyer, standing in the background beside Hale, turns to Luke. Incredulous look plastered across his face. Oh, sharing meal? Like, you guys split a milkshake with 2 straws, or are we talking something a bit more steamier? If you must know, we went on a date. Oh, called it. Called it from the very beginning. You two, in the night with a kiss? None of your business. Okay, but one of your camera guys owes me $10. I knew this would happen sooner than later. Regardless of what you tell Sawyer, it's impossible to deny your dinner with Luke has shaken things up. If nothing else, it's changed your view of the project, the story behind it, your motives moving forward, and, of course, Luke himself. I think I might have real feelings. Luke's everything I've ever wanted before I even knew I wanted it. Strong, kind, brave, not to mention hot as hell. But he's already made it clear he's not looking for anything serious. Can't you just have a stand-in going through the motions? You know, like a body double or some crap like that. You guys have those, right? You don't bother holding back the exaggerated roll of your eyes. Great idea, officer. That'll make for really compelling television. Here, folks, we have a random person off the street pretending to be a... Break off suddenly and give him a look. You know why I stopped just then? That's a million people changing the channel. He shrugs. Not my problem. You're right, it's my problem, and because it's my problem, I'm officially making it your problem too. It's not like I'm asking you to jump into the river, Luke. You already did that. Soften your voice as you talk. Just talk us through what happened that day. Just talk. Kinda hard to do that when I'm talking to a couple thousand viewers I don't even know. Don't think of it that way, or else we'll never get anything done. Don't talk to them. Talk to me, Ava. Ignore Mahale, ignore the camera, ignore the BS. Lopez keeps flinging your way. Says I'm flinging BS. But if you turn to him, and he can't help but smirk. Alright, fine, guilty as charged. Look, Luke, this is the money shot. What did you think was gonna happen when you agreed to this? For the last time, I never agreed to this. You told your boss you'd do this. Don't look at this as a favor or a waste of time already. It's your job, so act like it. At least then it can feel important to you, right? Not all parts of the job are important. This one being one of them. And prancing around in front of a camera to glorify myself doesn't compare with saving lives, Ava. Luke sticks his thumb into his belt, remaining firm and resolute. Crap, I really need the shot. The piece on his river rescue isn't going to hold up well if he can't talk about the event in question. Distance yourself and have Sawyer handle it, or tempt him with something a little hotter. Yeah, why not? Full look to the side, making sure you're out of earshot of both Mahale and Sawyer, as he eyes you suspiciously. What's your game? No game. I just need to do my job. But I need your help to do that. I'm asking you to help me. Not as a reporter, as a friend. And maybe something more. You don't have to say a second part, like Luke said before, it's all in your eyes. He hesitates for a moment. Fine, Ava, let's get this over with. But you're making this up to me later. Really? And how am I gonna do that? Shoot him a flirtatious swing. I'm sure we'll think of something. Those 5-inch heels will definitely make an appearance, and nothing else. I'll bring the heels if you bring the handcuffs. I have a headboard above my bed that's being seriously underutilized. Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to take care of that, won't we? Luke stands so close, the world around you almost disappears entirely. You can feel the heat and desire coming off of him in waves, but you know this isn't the place. You're about to call Mahale back over when you stop for just a second. Thanks, Moretti. Really, this means a lot. Yeah. Don't get all soft on me. You're about to make me blush. Let's just get this over with. Spend a few moments explaining the shot to Mahale before turning back to Luke. Okay, Moretti, you're up. Nothing to it. We'll just walk nice and slow, peeking along the river. I ask you questions about that day. You answer, taking me through what happened as best as you can. Got it? Gives a curt nod. What about me? See his eyes wander to a well-endowed brunette who's trying to ascertain what the camera's for. Go get that girl's number. Now that's something I can take care of. He runs off, a big grin plastered to his face. Luke follows you over to the start of the shot. You can tell something's bothering him. It's not the usual nonsense. I've been around him long enough to know there's something on his mind. Something he's not telling me. It's not the cameras, and it's not the special. I know how to handle Luke Moretti. This is something else. This Luke Moretti looks hollow, even broken. There has to be something on his mind, and we're not going to get through the day until I find out what. I should ignore his feelings and start anyways. Just take a deep breath, okay? I'm not nervous, Ava. Never mind. It's just me, Luke. You're gonna be fine. Briefly touch his arm to indicate you're about to start. Your fingers linger for just a second. More than necessary, but if Luke notices, he doesn't say anything. Then switching to your reporter voice, you begin. So, Officer Moretti, how many times had you walked along this very riverbank before the fateful events of February 21st? Pauses for a moment, gaining his bearings, bracing himself for his first official stand review. Actually, this isn't my usual beat. My precinct is in Midtown, but I'd come down to the Battery for another call. A false alarm, as it would turn out. What was the other call? Official police business. He gives a wink as he says it, and your mind instantly goes to an indecent exposure case you tagged along on earlier. Probably for the best. The rest of the country doesn't need to know how often New York deals with naked weirdos. So you were just strolling along? I can't say we on-duty cops do a lot of strolling. You can't help but laugh as Luke finally settles into his role as the interview subject. Okay, well, let's say you were walking with purpose. You make a jokingly macho movement with your hands as you walk. Yep, that's exactly what I was doing. You mimics your exaggerated movements until you both come to a stop, your smiles faltering. And this is where it happened? He points a few feet to the right. She was there, wearing a red dress. She was singing the chorus to some crappy pop song and messing up all the words. And it was cute. Yes, it was cute. In the video, all we see is you diving headfirst over the railing and coming out with a little girl. Tell us what you saw. Tell us what happened next. Well, she had, like, this doll, little one. A little doll? Like a Barbie or something. Or something. You could spot something that small. We at the NYPD are trained to pay attention to details. Even little Barbie dolls? You let out an easy laugh. Yeah, even Barbie dolls. Anyway, she had her Barbie along the railing, and I'm still only half paying attention, but then I hear her cry out, and the doll's gone. She dropped her Barbie in the water. Yeah, she's full on crying at this point, because, I mean, who doesn't hate losing a Barbie? I look around for her parents, but before I can figure out who she belongs to, she's managed to get herself on top of the railing. Walk over to the railing, placing her hand exactly in the spot the girl had gone over. Here? He nods. And then she went over. And then she went over. How soon after her fall did you jump in after her? Drugs. Instantly, I guess. I don't really remember. Do you remember making the choice, thinking, do I really have to throw myself into the river for some girl I don't know? You don't typically have that going through your mind. Just do what's right. He can tell you're milking the moment, but he plays along and continues all the same. When a child's life is in danger, any life is in danger, you don't stop to think, you just act. Because it's the right thing to do? Of course. Saving the little girl wasn't a decision I made as a cop. It was a decision I made as a human being. The same decision I'd like to imagine anyone else would make. I'd like to believe we live in a world where most people choose to do the right thing. You let that sink in for a moment before turning back and looking over the railing. So, this brings us up to the moment that was caught on film. You kicking off your shoes to dive in. Were you aware of the tourist filming you? I was not. So you didn't know there was a camera? Absolutely none. Was the water cold? You have no idea. Maybe the coldest I've ever felt. Although I don't think I really registered that until long after I pulled her out. His face sobbers at the thought, now reaching the truly terrifying moment of the entire ordeal. And when you pulled her out, she wasn't breathing. His eyes squeezed shut, reliving the tragic event in his mind. No, she wasn't. You gave her CPR. Swallows deep and hard before nodding. What were you thinking? You jumped in on instinct, but when you pulled her out, and the realization set in that this little girl might not make it, what were you thinking? He runs a hand over his face. I was thinking, please, please let this little girl be okay. And she was, thanks to you. What would you say to that little girl now? First, I'd tell her to be more careful and save her parents a few gray hairs. Then in all seriousness, I'd tell her I'm glad she's okay, and I hope she's living every day to its fullest. Thank you, Officer Moretti. The rest of the questions go by smoothly and easily. Yes, he'd known to swim her around to where a tiny ladder was built in. Yes, he'd given CPR before, and yes, the mother was eternally grateful. And one last question, Officer Moretti. Shoot. You leaned forward, a devilish grin on your face. Were you able to save Barbie too? Sadly, Barbie met her demise that day. Oh, well that's too bad. Perhaps I'll talk to the station manager about replacing her myself. He opens his mouth to respond, but closes it just as quickly, his cheeks turning a bright red. Officer Moretti, is there something else you'd like to add? Nothing comes to mind. You move closer with a laugh. Officer Moretti, you replaced that little girl's Barbie doll, didn't you? He presses his lips together, but it's all the answer you need. Out of your own pocket? He gives a curt nod, responds, you turn and look straight into the camera, a genuine smile across your lips. I'll sign off with something heartfelt. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a true American hero. This is Ava, signing off. That's a wrap! Great job, everybody! Mihail steps back to review the footage, leaving you and Luke alone with each other. That was incredible. Luke was absolutely perfect, and I couldn't have asked for better answers if I tried. This special's already turning out better than I could have hoped. And Luke really put the effort in. Effort that's definitely going to pay off. I should check the footage with Mihail. Luke can take care of himself. I have to make sure the footage turned out okay. Sure enough, Mihail's camera work came through brilliantly. Looks like we got a perfect centerpiece for this special. Turn back to Luke, seeing him finally able to relax a bit. So the humble officer even goes above and beyond to replace a little girl's Barbie. I learn more about Luke Moretti each passing day, and I have to admit, I definitely like what I see. It's called being a real man. A real caring individual, I'm just kind of saying. With that being said, I hope you all did enjoy the video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down description below, links to social media, Discord, and a few links to support yours truly. And without further ado, hope to see you all in the next video. Peace.